What's up, Cowboys Nation? It's game day, and the Dallas Cowboys are back in action, ready to face the New York Giants tonight on Thursday Night Football. The stakes couldn't be higher, as our boys are looking to snap a two-game losing streak. Now, we all know that the team is always working hard to improve, aiming for better results every week. Before we dive into the latest news, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Your support means everything. Now, let's talk about the game. With the Cowboys sitting at 1-2, this is a must-win. It's been a rare occurrence under Mike McCarthy to lose two consecutive games, and unfortunately, here we are. The last time Dallas dropped three in a row was back in 2020, when Dak Prescott suffered that devastating ankle injury. But now, with Prescott healthy, we need to find a way back to the winning side tonight. So let's break it down. Dallas needs this win, and the Giants are standing in their way. The G-Men are also 1-2, coming off their first victory of the season, and building momentum around their rising star wide receiver, Malik Nabers. But this is about more than just one game. It's about sending a message. If we lose tonight, we're looking at a 1-3 start for the 8th time in franchise history, and let's be real, nobody wants that. One of the key storylines heading into this game is injuries. On the Cowboys side, we're officially down starting cornerback Kalen Carson, who was listed as questionable in the final injury report but has now been ruled out. Marquise Bell, our top backup safety, is also missing his first game of the season. This leaves our secondary vulnerable, especially with Darren Bland already out due to a foot injury. So, we're shorthanded and going up against Malik Nabers, who's been making waves for the Giants. This could turn into a real challenge. The good news? New York is dealing with some injuries of their own. Both Adoree Jackson and Drew Phillips, two of their starting cornerbacks, are out for this game. This levels the playing field a bit and could turn tonight's matchup into a shootout between Dak Prescott and Daniel Jones. For Dallas, there are also a few healthy scratches on the roster, including emergency backup quarterback Trey Lance. But all eyes will be on the Cowboys' secondary and how they adjust with some key players missing. Let's not sugarcoat it. These past two games have been rough. After a dominant Week 1 victory against the Cleveland Browns, the Cowboys fell hard. A 44-19 thrashing from the New Orleans Saints, followed by a heartbreaking 28-25 loss to the Baltimore Ravens, has left fans feeling uncertain. And trust me, Cowboys Nation, you're not alone in that frustration. What's been especially concerning is the way we've lost. It's not just that we're 1-2. It's the fact that we've been outplayed in all phases of the game in these two defeats. Offense, defense, special teams. Nothing has been clicking the way it should for a team that was once seen as a Super Bowl contender. On top of that, fan confidence is at an all-time low. A recent poll showed that only 5% of Cowboys fans are confident in the direction the franchise is heading. That's right, just 5%. And when asked if they think we'll beat the Giants tonight, barely 49% said yes. That's how far we've fallen. One of the matchups we'll all be watching closely is Dak Prescott versus Malik Nabers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Prescott is a quarterback and Nabers is a wide receiver. But hear me out. The success of these two players could be pivotal in determining who wins this game. Dak has had a rough start to the season, completing just 60.7% of his passes through 3 games. Compare that to last season, when he was hitting nearly 70% of his throws, and it's clear that something's off. He's going to need to bounce back tonight and take advantage of a banged-up Giants secondary. This is his chance to get back to his Pro Bowl form and remind everyone why he's the leader of this team. On the other side, Malik Nabers is the Giants' breakout star. This kid has been electric, and with Dallas' secondary dealing with injuries, it's going to be a challenge to keep him in check. If our pass rush doesn't get to Daniel Jones quickly, it could be a long night for the Cowboys' defense. Now, I gotta mention this. Eric Kendricks showed up at the MetLife Stadium today rocking a very interesting outfit. Dressed in a green Carhartt shirt, brown overalls, and a bright red Dodge hat, he was giving off serious Bob the Builder vibes. And I've got to wonder, Was he sending a message? Is he asking, can we fix it about this Cowboy season? The answer, Cowboys Nation, is yes, we can, but it's going to take a lot of work, focus, and heart from every player on the field. Kendricks has been one of our most reliable defenders, and we'll need him to lead by example tonight if we're going to turn this season around. Tonight's game is more than just a chance to snap the losing streak. It's a crucial NFC East matchup. A divisional game like this always carries extra weight. As it stands, the Philadelphia Eagles and Washington Commanders are both on the road this week, facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Arizona Cardinals, respectively. While we're focused on beating the Giants, the rest of the division is also jockeying for position. We can't afford to fall behind, especially with the Eagles looking like one of the toughest teams in the conference. A win tonight could spark a run for the Cowboys, especially with a tough game against the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up next week on Sunday Night Football. The Steelers are currently one of the league's unbeaten teams, and if we can string together a couple of wins, we'll head into that matchup with a lot more confidence. I've been following this team for a long time, and I have to say, the fan base is more divided than ever. The Cowboys have taken a real hit in terms of fan confidence. Just 5% of fans are still optimistic about the direction we're heading, and only 49% think we'll beat the Giants tonight, despite the fact that Dallas has won 13 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams. That's a hard fall for a franchise that, not too long ago, had its eyes set on the Lombardi Trophy. But this is what happens when expectations are sky high and the results just aren't there. Jerry and Stephen Jones have stuck to their guns, believing this team is built to win. But back-to-back losses have shaken the faith of even the most die-hard Cowboys fans. So, what needs to change? The Cowboys need to get back to basics. That means controlling the line of scrimmage, limiting turnovers, and capitalizing on opportunities in the red zone. Dak Prescott has to be more accurate. Ezekiel Elliott needs to grind out those tough yards, and our defense needs to step up, especially with Carson and Bell out. This is the perfect chance for Dak and the offense to turn things around. The Giants' defense is depleted, and there's no excuse not to take advantage of that. A big night from C.D. Lamb and Michael Gallup could also help restore some of the offensive rhythm we saw in Week 1. On defense, Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence need to pressure Daniel Jones early and often. Jones is prone to turnovers, and if we can force him into some bad decisions, it'll be a game changer. All right, Cowboys Nation, I've laid it all out there. This is a huge game tonight against the Giants, and while the Cowboys are dealing with some adversity, we've still got the tools to get the win. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Can Dak bounce back? Will our defense step up despite the injuries? And do you believe that this team can turn the season around, or are we in for more struggles ahead? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Cowboys content. We're all in this together, and I'll see you after the game, hopefully celebrating a much-needed win.